Good evening, everyone. My name is Luisa Maria Castro, and during this presentation, I'm going to talk about our enterprise House Avocado, and I'm going to define the ways to internationalize or the strategies we're going to use to internationalize and apply the all opportunities of stations and agreements and opportunity policies that we're going to use to market the product abroad. Also, I'm going to give answers to different questions as what medium would we use to market the product abroad, where we will be locating the company and why. So, international trade and competitive advantage. We're going to start with the presentation. And as I said before, our company has avocado, and our competitive advantage is really about the Colombian soil. Why? Because we all know that the Colombian soil is fertile for the export of avocado, and the facilities that the soil give us or provide us, it's very, very important. The National Geography, the possibility of producing this vegetable, it's very is very high because during the whole year we have that competitive advantage over Chile and South Africa, who are our first competence. So, for example, Chile and South Africa, they can't provide or they can export avocado during the winter because they can't produce it. That's why we have this competitive advantage over them, over this disadvantage that they have, and we can actually produce the avocado in every stage of the year. About the market. Talking about the market, our ideal market is in Europe and Asia, considering that the avocado from Colombia is recognized for the really high quality, and most of the countries of this continent. As those continents, which is Asia and Europe. Also, because in Europe and Asia, avocado is a really exotic fruit and can provide more competitive prices. And the countries that we're actually thinking about market the product abroad, it's going to be Netherlands, China, Korea, Spain, and France. About the medium. Well, so we all know that doing business globally can provide our businesses with exciting new opportunities for growth and profit, but we actually know that it's not really easy to do it. And if we're really easy, many companies were doing it around the world faster and than that many companies are doing it now. So it has really significant risks involved and challenges. So that's why we have to consider legal, language, and cultural barriers, and also political problems and before actually market the product abroad, because this is the first thing that we have to think about before trading internationally. So that's why talking about the entry mode of internationalization, we choose the entry mode partnership and strategic alliances. Why? Because this kind of international mode involves a contractual agreement with the other partnership and between two or more enterprises. So if we are going to trade with another enterprise, we're going to stipulate and involve both parties that everyone is going to cooperate in a certain way in a certain time to achieve a common purpose. So it has really good advantages. One of those are shared costs. Obviously, if we're going to do a partnership, our partner is going to actually have part of this expenses and actually in the investment. It means that we're going to reduce our investment. Also reduce risks because we're going to be seen as a local entity or a local enterprise, and it really helps because we know that many people doesn't like to buy the stuff from a foreign company. So just seeing as a local entity or local company, we're going to have a disadvantage and try to get into the market really fast. About the location. Well, so the production plants will be located in Colombia because our product with its avocado, it's from our country. So it will be located in Colombia, and we're going to look for strategic alliances to start distributing the product in countries that are key to keep expanding around Europe and Asia. So the key countries, as I said before, are Netherlands, China, Korea, Spain, and France. About internationalization, obviously, about thinking and internationalization, we have to take many steps that are going to give us the internationalization. So the first thing we have to do is the ability to identify barriers. What kind of barriers? Language, as I said before, cultural problems, and legal barriers. Also, the recognition of the product that is going to be sold. In this case, we're talking about avocado. Really become ourselves in a GoPros about talking about avocado is really important, and really know about the properties that this fruit and vegetable has, and the advantage that we have over other products. Also analyze the competence. As I said before, South Africa and Chile are our first competence, but also Mexico. It's a really big producer of avocado in the world. So analyze this competence and try to find the advantage that we have over them. It's going to help us to do the internationalization really fast, or a little faster than them. Create the strategy to internationalize the company. So this strategy, we're thinking about the partnerships, and also improve this strategy to achieve our goal. What makes me think about I can succeed, our company can succeed? Well, Europe and Asia. In Europe and Asia, this product is an exotic fruit, so we really have a competitive advantage over that. Also, because this fruit has a lot of properties, and not only talking about food products, but also because it's an oil, it produces oil, it can be used in a cosmetic products, so it has cosmetic and aesthetic uses. And this is the main reason that we really think we could succeed. Other reasons are the competitive advantage that we already mentioned it, and finding the right audience to start expanding is really, really the key for us. And finally, in the target markets, the prices are competitive, and with an excellent quality product, the utilities are going to be higher. And considering that the Colombian avocado has a really high quality over, for example, Chile, South Africa, or Mexico, because of the soil, as I said before. So why does this market represent an opportunity? Well, we already said avocado is an exotic fruit in Europe and Asia, plus that it has a properties not just only to contribute in a healthier lifestyle, but also for cosmetic uses. So it is a versatile and exotic fruit, and we have a competitive advantage considering our soil, and because Colombian market is a great opportunity. About the risk. Talking about the risks, we have been analyzing this kind of risks that we're going to take, trying to expand our products. And one of those is, for example, the transportation. During the transportation of the merchandise can be delays, or also it can be damage of the product, because we are talking about food product that it can be damaged really easily because temperatures, because it's taking long to get to the final destination, and it's going to cause additional costs or additional expenses, and damaging the reputation of the exporting company. So we are really concerned, and we're really aware about these risks, and we're working on finding a solution or finding a way to avoid these risks as much as we can. About the internationalization model, well, so we were going to follow the internationalization model because the enterprise will be focused on the exportation of the product to Europe and Asia, just because it is going to be an exotic fruit right there, and it's a higher possibility to succeed. And pues obviously considering the opportunities that this market represents. The stages of internationalization. Well, first is exportation, export, because Colombia is the third world producer of avocado of all types, but it's not yet among the major exporters of this product. For example, in United States, Mexico is the one who is the major, and Colombia can actually do it in Europe, in Asia, really easily. So this is one of the stages that we are actually thinking about. Wherever the geography and the possibility of producing the fruit during the year, during the whole year, we have a really competitive advantage over there. About the strategic alliance, well, we have to find strategic alliances to distribute the product in Europe and Asia, and we are going to do it through the partnerships, and this is going to help us to be seen as a local companies. So it's going to help us to get a better expansion in the rest of the continent. International company, because producing a high quality product that has a competitive advantage is going to help us to find the right alliances plus the economic agreements with countries in Europe and Asia. It's the opening to the possibility of growing as an international company. So this is the end of the presentation, and thank you so much for your attention.